Dr. AArain is the outreach director for the Islamic Center in Nashville, Tennessee. And of course, Ms. Hussain is about to give us some information, Ms. Hussain, in reference to Pakistan, because you're the author of a history of the peoples of Pakistan. So let's pick up with you.
Well, also I was thinking of personal memories when I was living in Pakistan in the early 70s. I remember sitting in Quetta, Baluchistan in Pakistan, talking to the wife of the Afghan consul there. And she was explaining how Afghanistan used to try to balance influence of the United States and the Soviet Union. And if they took some aid from the United States, they would take some aid from the Soviet Union to keep them balanced. Well, the next year, in 1973, I happened to be in Kabul switching planes during the coup when the Afghan king was exiled. I was in the airport. I saw all these soldiers. I didn't know what it was about, but later I realized it was a coup in Afghanistan. And then, of course, the year after that, Russia invaded Afghanistan. And we immediately started seeing Afghan refugees in Pakistan. And a lot of them looked like me. They were very pale-skinned, blue-eyed, and of course they dressed in Islamic garb. And then a lot of people mistook me for an Afghan refugee. So, as a member of the United States State Department, I taught at the International School of Islamabad. I saw the United States getting involved in this. We actually, one of my fellow teachers was smuggling arms into Afghanistan for the so-called mujahideen, the so-called freedom fighters against Russia. And of course, by 1979, we were actually paying Osama bin Laden, who became Al-Qaeda. We were paying these people, supporting them, building them training camps, building them bunkers in Afghanistan to fight the Soviet invasion. And of course, this came back to bite us later, because now Osama bin Laden is still there on the border of Pakistan, but now he's fighting us.
And go on, continue that.
Just to add on the same thing, that at that time we had a military dictator in Pakistan, and he had no legitimacy for his regime. And in order to legitimize his regime, he used that opportunity of fighting against the Soviets. The CIA wanted us to fight against the Soviets and arm these mujahideens. So the Pakistan army, the Zia-ul-Haq, the ruler at that time, took that mission and gave a religious name to that as jihad, or a holy war, as a result of which people all over the world, from the Muslim world, came to Pakistan to be trained. Not only the Afghans, refugees, they were trained, and all these people were armed to the teeth, and they were sent back to Afghanistan to fight the Soviets. At that time, the war carried on for several years, and then the Stinger missiles was the main addition in the armamentarium, and that really turned the war against Soviets, and Soviets were forced to withdraw. So in 1989, Soviets withdrew. At that time, the U.S. also bade farewell to Pakistan and the Afghan Mujahideen. There was no government installed at Kabul, and these Mujahideen or freedom fighters for